Hey everybody, welcome back. And when I say welcome back, I mean welcome back. Like welcome back. It's been a long time. But welcome back to Inside Out Beauty by Jupiter in 7. If you are viewing this, then you are logged into my YouTube account and you are catching up. If you know, then you know that I used to do Sunday updates, and I'm back to that. Now, if you are listening, then you are definitely tuned in to redmediaradio.com, the station that is nothing but fire. And I am Latif, and I'm also one of the hosts of What She Said. I'm one of the hosts of Real Talk, which also is right here on redmediaradio.com. But right now, you are tuned into Inside Out Beauty by Jupiter in 7, and it's all about transformation. Now, I have to catch you guys up, because the ones that are just tuning in, the ones that are just checking out my YouTube channel probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So feel free to go ahead, scroll through the channel, look at the videos, and watch my journey, my transformation. But today, I want to talk about self-image. The image that we have of ourselves, because often the image that we have of ourselves is totally different than what other people see. So how do we get people to see the image of us that we see of ourselves? The answer is easy. You won't. You simply won't. So that's why transformation is an inside job. It's the job that I love to do. It's the job that can be very easy sometimes, and it is the job that can also be very hard sometimes. If you've been watching my videos, if you even listen to any of the shows that I speak on, that I co-host or host, then you'll know I am not perfect, and I am not trying to be perfect. Never my goal. Never my goal. My goal is about evolving. In life, you're supposed to learn. In life, you're supposed to make mistakes. In life, you're supposed to get set back a little bit, because one thing I always say is we all have personality traits. We all have these traits that we can afford to get rid of. Some of them we can afford to maybe balance, just a little bit, keep them at bay. And some of them we just want to let it out. Just let it out to the world. We love that part of ourselves. It's the positive part. It's our higher self. It's the inside, sometimes deep inside, and sometimes it's just inside, and sometimes, once we fully evolve, which I really don't think, me personally, I don't think I'll ever fully evolve. It's always the goal to keep evolving. But at the same time, I do like reflecting. I like learning from my mistakes. I'm a mother. I have children of different age groups, from grown to baby, like infant. So something that I have to always, remind myself is that, your children have to learn on their own. They have to learn on their own. I'm that mom that I always try to intervene. But just recently, I realized that it's actually a beautiful thing watching my children pave their own path and learning which way to go, and me not always having to say so, because I've witnessed my grown boys learn some valuable lessons about life. Because not only am I a mother that, well, I'm very involved, but I am very open with my children. So we have conversations. I come to them for advice. They come to me for advice. We don't really keep things from each other, like the real big things that are going on in our lives. And to me, that is evolving within itself, because as parents, if you're a parent, then it's not easy. It is not easy, and it's so easy once your children get a certain age to push them away, and then they're out here in the world trying to learn things on their own. They're getting all kinds of crazy advice. So I say that to say that transformation is an inside job, and it's a beautiful thing when you're around your loved ones and you can watch them evolve, and you know when to kind of step back and let them find their own way. Maybe as a mother, you might watch, to the side, just in case you got to get your cape on and jump in and help them. But at the same time, it's a beautiful thing to watch your children get in touch with their spiritual side, get in touch with who they are, get in touch with their higher self, become their higher self. So back to the talk about transformation. So me, if you tune into redmediaradio.com, or you're on the Red World of Red Media YouTube channel, then you see that I'm doing exercises, right? Now, that's a form of transformation for me. For me, it's everybody's an individual. None of us are the same. My transformation may not be your transformation. Your transformation may not be my transformation. But I think that's like the beautiful part of life is, you know, we're all individuals and we're all on our own separate journeys. But in a way, we're all a part of the same journey, you know. So I'm on this thing. I'm trying to, you know, shed some of these baby pounds. I was doing it before I even got pregnant with the baby. And things just got busy between trying to run the business, keeping the girls maintained, and then COVID, homeschooling the girls, and just everything. I kind of lost track of it. Well, I lost track definitely as far as like recording it and stuff like that. But I've always been pretty health conscious. You know, I'm not a stern, like, oh my God, like, oh, I won't eat that. If I feel like if I want to eat something, if I'm craving something, I haven't had it in a while, then I eat it, because I feel like my mental sanity is more important than worried about health issues that I don't even have. And I feel like that's what transformation is all about. It's all about balance. When we get too engrossed in something, it can become unhealthy. You can start to feel like you're not good enough. And none of us should ever want to feel like we're not good enough. Not alone for anyone else, but for yourself. It's all about, you know, an inside job. You go backwards, it's okay. We all slip. I slip. Look, I slip at least 2 times a day. At least 2 times a day. But I feel like the trick to that is, if say it's a negative situation, and I fed into it. Okay, I fed into it. This is a part of my personality trait. I get very I'm very deep. I'm a very deep person. I think deep. I don't overthink, but I'm a deep thinker. If I'm in a disagreement with someone, I'm very passionate, and I've controlled it a lot. Like, I have learned to control it a lot. But every once and again, if you're close to me and I love you, and we have a disagreement, then things can get, you know, a little fired up. But what I do is, if I engage and I've engaged too much, I have a talk with myself. I talk to myself just like I'm talking to my child. And a lot of times it ends with, girl, you are a piece of work. Latif, you are a piece of work. And I'm talking to myself and I'm saying, I know I'm a piece of work. You know I'm a piece of work. Let's work on it. And that's what transformation is about. You're not looking for perfection. You're looking for correction. I would not even be able to function in this world if I was perfect. I would not know what to do with myself. That's me. To be successful at transformation, you just have to be successful at knowing who you are, the good, the bad, the ugly. We all have some good, some bad, some ugly. And that's just what it is. It's not about what's on the outside. It's what's on the inside. That's just what, as females, I'm talking to the females right now. Have you ever had a day where your hair is perfect, you got the perfect outfit, your jewelry is perfect, if you wear makeup, the makeup is perfect, like everything is just perfect, right? But if something is going on in your life on the inside and you feel far from perfect, how beautiful do you really feel? Versus on a day where maybe your hair is not too perfect, your outfit is, you know, okay, you know, jewelry, you might not have a lot of jewelry on, you might have just threw on a pair of earrings, hell, they might not even match, but everything else is going right. You did the inside work, you feel good inside, your interactions are positive. When do you feel more beautiful? On the day that you're all made up but everything is just crazy, or on the day where on the inside everything feels calm, peaceful, you feel positive? Don't you feel that glow? It radiates, it comes out. That's what transformation is. Okay? Positive thinking, I think, is like the key to a healthy and successful transformation. I really do. And I feel like when we come across these situations where the thinking pattern is negative, or you're letting some negative thoughts creep in, that's where we set ourselves back. I literally just recently did it. Now, before I'm learning this, before I make any choices about anything, any conversations that may be uncomfortable, accusations, anything, before I engage, I always ask myself a few questions. One is this worth the engagement? Because sometimes negative situations, no matter how positive we are, you know, this whole positive trend, no matter how positive, how much we're trying to follow this trend of being positive, we have to face it, that life is about balance. So there is going to be some negative situations in our lives. And we can't just be like robotic and like, oh, well, you know, I'm just going to ignore that because it's negative. No, some things you do have to engage in. You have to. The trick for me is preparing myself before I engage. So once I come to the conclusion that, okay, Latif, you have to engage in this, you have to, you know, maybe speak up, or you have to straighten this situation out. I made the choice that, okay, I'm going to engage. Even if it's something that really I shouldn't engage in. And my subconscious is telling me, just leave it alone. But back to those personality traits. That's those traits that we can't get rid of, or we can get rid of them. But for some reason, we just find it so hard. Like, you know, we find it so hard because I think that some of it is like in our DNA. But anyway, once I make the choice to engage, now I have to decide, okay, on what level do I want to engage in this? And what traits do I have to, maybe I can't get rid of it right away, but what trait can I kind of tone down or balance out before I decide to engage? So just recently, situation just happened, right? I made the decision to engage. Probably could have not engaged, like really could have not engaged, but I want to say that ego probably took over a little bit, probably played the part. But at the same time, before I engaged, I thought it out, and I said, how can I kind of defend myself? Or not even defend myself, or how can I let it be known that I know, but it's a squirrel, but at the same time just let it out, because it's not good to hold things in. Like I said, it's about balance. It's not good to hold things in. And what happened was, we're rebuilding the YouTube channels, and no sooner than I promoted my game, What She Said, the card game, on there, I got 2 thumbs down. So I'm thinking, of course, let's be real. Let's be real. If you're in a situation, you have people, you know people, you're like, okay, so me, I don't have like tons of followers. And most people that follow me are people that I actually know. So, of course, some faces flashed, you know, in my head. So I'm like, okay, so, you know, they're trying to mess with my head. And I'm thinking, these people think they know me enough to know that this would stop me. Because old Latif probably would have started feeling a little self-conscious and like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, you know, oh, it's not that good. But actually, the thumbs down actually gave me like a rush, like, wow, like, oh my God, finally, you know, finally I have somebody not agreeing with me, because I really don't like when people agree with me all the time. I like those conversations where people are like stern and open and, you know, tell me like it is, so that I can actually help myself, because I feel like those are the people that really care about me. So anyway, saw the thumbs down, ego, you know. So me, social media, I put a post up like, you know, blah, 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 saw the thumbs down, you know, and that gave me a rush. After I did that, it was like me engaging in that, it was like therapeutic, but not the therapy I really wanted, you know. So put the post up, but afterwards I had a stern talk with myself. But this is what I'm saying. I had to remind myself, hey, you're going through a transformation. You're trying to evolve. You're trying to meet your higher self halfway. Your higher self cannot meet you there. And that's perfectly fine if you go through that. That's perfectly fine, you know, if you go through that. Because this channel is about transformation, I like to be transparent. I go through the ups, the downs, the mistakes I made, the things that I'm wrong about, you know. And of course, I also celebrate my accomplishments. And this is the same thing that I think that all of us human beings should be doing. We shouldn't be judging each other. We shouldn't be wishing bad on each other. We need to be more focused on ourselves, because it's more to us than just that shell, that outer. It's even more to us than just our business ventures. It's more. There's so much more to us. Okay, we're all not going to be young and vibrant forever, and some of us aren't young and vibrant right now. But of course, age is nothing but a number, and it's all in our minds. But you know, the purpose of this little comeback debut of this show is just to, you know, kind of just, you know, have a small conversation, acclimate everybody to what Inside Out Beauty by Jupiter and 7 transformation is all about. It's just my personal transformation journey. Just having, you know, conversations with you all, even if you don't engage back, it's all good. You know, it's just getting it out there, and maybe, just maybe, I can just touch someone. I won't even say help anyone, because transformation is a personal job. It really is. And the only reason why I decided to, I guess you would say, like, document the journey is to kind of watch myself, because believe it or not, it helps. Now, I could have done that just on my phone. I could just, you know, video record myself and look at, you know, how far I've come. But it's something about, it's power in numbers. So there's something about conversing with other people and knowing that, hey, you're not the only one. And just knowing that, you know, maybe someone will say, you know, you really inspire me. Not for my own benefit, but just to know that, okay, I'm not alone. Somebody else gets it. You know, we all want that. No, we don't need approval from anyone. I don't need anyone's approval. A long time ago, I might have, but I kind of always been that to myself, like, you know, keep my thoughts to myself type person and just do my own thing. Like to go in my room when I was younger and just lock myself in my room, long time my notebook and my paper, you know, writing my little stories or doing whatever it was. Then I was fine getting lost with myself. What else with transformation? It's, you know, and you know what, we all go through a transformation. Sometimes we know about it and sometimes we don't. But I think that the best part about it is when you know that you're working towards becoming a better person, a different person, maybe to a certain extent, but a better person, you know, our higher selves. The reasons why. Is it your grandchildren? Is it your children? Is it, you know, your co-workers, even depending on what your profession is? You want to, you know, you want to transform into the best version of you so that you can give the best version of you to the people around you, because we are in this world with other people. We live our lives with other people. Even if you live alone, there's other people in your life somehow. You still get mail, so you still have to interact somehow, someday, some way with whoever is delivering your package. You go to the store, you have to interact with cashiers. You know, you don't want to always learn these, something I tell my boys, you don't always want to learn, and it's something that my father told me a lot, is you don't want to learn everything the hard way. You really don't. You want to make the transformation a smooth process, as smooth as possible. And with that comes self-awareness. Self-awareness, I think, is extremely important, because once you become aware of yourself and aware of who you are, there is no one on this planet, no matter who it is, that can tell you who you are. They just can't. It doesn't matter if it's your parents. It doesn't matter if it's your sibling. It doesn't matter if it's your child. No one knows what each and every one of us is thinking in our heads and in our hearts. Okay? So just, you know, think about that. You know, if you decide, hey, you know what, transformation seems like a good thing, then definitely keep it tuned in to Inside Out Beauty by Jupiter and 7. And, you know, we can go on this thing together. If you feel like, you know, you're just happy and comfortable with who you are, I'm not you, so there's no way I can say, no, you might want to, you know, transform a little bit. I don't know. But, you know, it's what I can say is it's a really good thing. It's a beautiful thing. If you're fearful because of your situation that, well, to go through a transformation, I would have to maybe leave this person, or I would have to move out of the area. It's so hard. Whatever it is, I would say that thing that's holding you back, that's the thing that you do. That is exactly the thing that you do, because that is your first step to becoming the person that you know you are. We all know who we are. We can put up positive quotes all day. We can, when we're in the company of certain people, act and talk a certain way because we know this is what they want to hear. But if it's not in you, then that's not really you. It's just not. It's not really you. You can say it until we all know about affirmations. These affirmations, it's saying, I am this, I am that, I am that. That's good. You can listen to that for hours. You can say it for hours. But if you're not really, that's not your actions, and in your heart, that's not who you really are, then that's not you. That's not you. It's just, it's the harshest reality ever that I don't know who else had to experience that, but I've definitely experienced it. It's been times where I was trying to convince myself many years ago that I was confident. I wasn't confident. I'm saying I'm confident, but when the time came for me to show this confidence, where was the confidence? I found a reason out of it. I found a way out of it. So the best thing you can do during your transformation journey, and there is a train coming, so I'm going to have to speak a little louder, but the best thing you can do if you are interested in, or if you're thinking that, yeah, I knew I always had to, I always knew this wasn't me. If you feel doubtful about anything that you're doing, any of your actions, if you feel resentment about any of your actions, not anyone else resenting you, but you personally feel resentment about your actions, then you are not meeting your higher self. Your higher self is in there just waiting to meet you halfway, so he or she can take over and you can transform into the person that you know you are, not what anyone else is, not what anyone else thinks. Okay, before I go, I like to do a few tips. The only tips that I can say is, if you are, you really feel like you're ready to evolve, is focus on yourself. Say who you are. Do the affirmation. Say who you are, but also be who you say you are. Through your actions, through your feelings. If you say it out loud, then you need to feel it in your heart. It's work. It is so much work. It's easier said than done. When I first started, it was, my main issues, not to get very personal, but my main issues was the fear and the confidence thing. On the inside, as far as my heart, always been a very empathetic person, always cared about others. So that part wasn't really too much, but we all, like I said, we all have different things that we have to, work on. But I would say tune in next week to Inside Out Beauty by Jupiter and 7. Watch me continue with my transformation. Watch me continue to evolve, because it won't end anytime soon, because like I said, it is work, and every mistake that I make, I'm literally setting myself back a little further. My higher self is going back, like she's on her way out, and then once I do something that I know I should not have done, or I know is not a part of my transformation, that's when my higher self, she just creeps right back in, and it sets a whole different tone. But once you become aware of that, and that's the tone that you don't like, that's not the vibration that you're on, it gets easier and easier by the day. Okay, so just keep it locked. Inside Out Beauty by Jupiter and 7, or if you're listening to redmediaradio.com, I'm Latif, and what I have to say to you is happy transformation.